Hello world, I'm back. And I was gone for a while, but I was traveling, and after I came back from traveling, I was not really in the mood for my side project. Um, but somehow uh, that week off was enough, and I'm ready to keep working on Tomato One, and there's still a lot of work to do if I want it to be as good as I wanted it to be. So yeah, let's just see where we ended the last time. Oh, so my Xcode is setting up some dependencies right now. Sorry about that. Okay, let me try building the app. Okay, I think it's rebuilding the dependencies. That's why this is so slow right now. So let's give it a few minutes. Well, I hope only a few seconds, to be honest. Okay, looks like it's running now. Cool, good. So the last thing we did was this burger button to go to preferences, and that's great. Preferences are useful, but today I want to be working on something else, and that's tracking stats. Just like tracking when I worked and how long I worked. You can see that my ad just loaded. This is still working. I can clear my goal. That's great. I can start a timer, all that. That's great. So I'm going to want to add another item here to my burger button and bring up another window, which is going to be, well, let me show you in the old app, because we have the old app here. The old app has stats, but this is pretty limited, and I just want to do it better than that. I want to give you a daily overview of like how your day was, like maybe like activity app does on iOS. So let's close this. This is old news. Let's focus on this new one. And well, it's actually not going to be so straightforward, because the first thing that we have to do, and it's probably going to take entire Pomodoro at least, is tracking the data. And let's see if we have something like data model going here. Yeah, we got that. That's good. So I can go to focus list and I can start tracking the time. I can start creating a new task here for my tonight's session. And it's going to be save data about, just save sessions into database once they are finished. So one thing, right now this app is set up with core data, and I think it's set up to store the database in the cloud, which is great, that's perfect. There's one problem though that we may see. So focus list, when you're logged out, is using core data, and if you log in, is using Firebase. The reason why I'm using Firebase is that Firebase has real-time sync, which means if I run focus list on iPhone, and I simultaneously run it on my Mac, and I start on my Mac, it's gonna update the iPhone app within like half a second. And I'm not sure if core data can do that. And if not, I may want to replace my core data with Firebase too, even for Tomato One. So we'll see. This is gonna be, like I just want to try it out. And also, I will ship this before. Like I will first ship the Mac app, and only then will I ship the iPhone app, like a month later probably. So there's no big deal if I use the wrong technology for a while. But it would be nice to test if my sync, it would be nice to test how fast the synchronization is with core data, because it's something I don't know. But for the sake of moving quickly and building an MVP, I'm going to go with just core data for now. And disclaimer, I haven't used core data in forever, so I may not remember how to do everything. And it has changed too, so I might be bad at this, so just bear with me. Okay, first thing we need to do is create entity for whatever we're trying to store. What we're going to store is a record of, actually, let me first show you what kind of UI I'm going for. I just want to have like, well, let's do this. Let me show you what I'm trying to copy. Timely memory, I think that's what they call it. They have UI for automatically tracking what you do on your computer, and then you create entries in your time tracking software. So that's basically the kind of UI I want for this. It's going to be much simpler. I'm not going to track your apps yet. I'm just going to show you when you started working and when you ended, and then when you had a break and when your break ended. Because this new version of Tomato, it has a concept of like open Pomodoro. So if you don't want to auto start next, the previous one is just going to continue, right? So if it continues, it can have variable length. And if it can have variable length, that means we can produce pretty interesting graphs out of it. So we're going to build UI kind of like this. But for that, we're going to need to track each cycle in the database. We want to track when it started and when it ended. From that information, we can derive how long it was. So we can derive its length, its duration. Okay, so first question, how should we call this? I think just session will be fine. If we just call it a session. And session, first of all, it needs to have type. And it's going to be tomato, or break, or short break, or long break, one of those things. I think also you have to specify if things are optional or not. So let's make this not optional. What's this? Oh, it has to have a default value. Well, I don't want to do that. Let's instead make it optional. Good. Now, we need to track started at. And we want to save that as timestamp. Oh, date. Very good. And we want to track ended at. And we want to track that. We want to store that as also a date. So that should be it for now. Now we need to generate models from this, I think. So there's a thing called code generation. I think we want to do class definition. That's what we want. So let me build this. I don't know if this will work straight away. No clue. But we have a, what is it called? What's my main model called? Session counter? No, that's not a model. Model is timer state. So in my timer state, when I finish here's the thing that's being done every second. So here we have call to, well, if we have a current session and it's done and we should auto start, then we do a thing where we progress the session, which does what? Okay, so this is kind of confusing, but we want to add some code to finish your existing session. It has to be, so it's like I need to have a separate code that will finalize a session. That's what I need. But let's not dig into this just yet. Let's just go to app delegate, and let's see if I can use my core data model for now. I don't know what this is, so let's do it in application did finish launching. Let's just add a method, something like func test core data. What's going on? Okay, good. So to test core data, let's see if we can get session object. Did I call it session? Session type, nope. Okay, so somehow I need to, I'm not sure how to use this. Core data use in Swift. Sorry, I don't remember how to do this thing. It's been a while, and I've been using mostly Firebase. So, add records. Okay, I think I got it. I think I have to do it like that. It's more like core data code gen Swift class. That's what I'm looking for. Core data code gen, as in code generation, I hope. Oh, okay. So manual none. So did it generate anything? How do I get this to generate? You can, okay. It says that Xcode will generate files, but I'm not seeing any files. I'm not sure how to do this. class definition. No. Core data. I don't remember how to do this. Core data generate Swift classes. Here we go. Editor, next, select Swift, create. Okay, so I think I have to go here, take the entity and editor, create an managed object subclass. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Where am I supposed to store this file? Models, I guess. Well, it's not there, but I can move it. So what do we got here? We got session. We got session class, that's good. And we got a properties extension. And it has fetch requests right there. That's cute. Good. We're getting somewhere. Okay. So Swift insert into core data. And yeah, it's like, it seems like I don't know what I'm doing here. And I admit I don't have a very clear idea. But this is how you get anything done. You just know what you want to get done, and then you just keep Googling. That's all it is to programming. Here we go. So first I need to find the entity. Okay, let me see if I can get the context like they do. Create context from this container. Maybe I already have it somewhere. I mean, I recall there was something like view context, right? Here, yeah, look at that. So here's my view context. If I do let context equals persistent container.view context, what happened? Oh, look at that. Let me just clean this thing for a sec. And let me build again. And there's still errors. Multiple commands produce something. Really? What? Oh, that's strange. What do I do now? Quit Xcode and Xcode remove derived data just to be sure. Oh, this computer is slow. I think it's because my Dropbox is currently syncing all my code, but that's fine. So file, workspace settings, there isn't something like that. Workspace, come on, maybe I have to go file, project settings. Here we go, this is derived data. Let's get rid of that, just like that. And let me quit Xcode again. Let me empty my trash. Okay, looks like I got a few things in my trash. What? Yeah, this it's taking a while. Alright, I give up on emptying the trash. I'm just gonna open my project again. I'm gonna try building again to see what happens. Something's going on right now. It's fetching. Oh no, it's fetching the packages again. You done? Indexing. Build failed. Okay, that's great. So I think maybe I was not supposed to do this. Let's try deleting that. Maybe we don't really need object like that just yet. Maybe we can get away with just NS managed object for now, because that's how they do it here, right? So we're just gonna try doing that. Okay, we got the context here. Wait, it hasn't finished yet. I mean, it hasn't finished building yet. Okay, now it finished, succeeded. So let's find the entity. NS entity, I think I have to, nope, entity description dot entity for entity name session in context. What's next? And then we just insert an object. And we say ns managed object. We just pick entity. So this entity session entity, insert into context. So we just created the object. Now I think we can go ahead and, wow, we have to save manually? Okay. I think we just, wait, what's going on here? Okay, so this guy isn't unwrapped. Let's add exclamation mark there, because if this fails, I want my app to crash. That should never happen. So session dot. Now, I probably can't just say dot, right? Because, oh man, I wish I could have an object like that. But this just doesn't seem to. Let me try that. Let me just try that code generation again. That was too good to give it up. Right? Next, next. You know, save it wherever you want to save it. I don't care where you save it. Okay, it just appeared right there. Let's build, and I'm getting failure. Multiple commands produce. Swift. Multiple commands produce. Yep, let's see the error. Multiple plist. That's not the case. Okay, core data multiple commands produce. Here we go. This Reddit thread could be useful. For each entity when you build a project, there's no source code file added, so you can't tell access agreement. For ways to delete the source code file for each subclass you manually created. Let's do that. I mean, I already did that. Let's turn off code generation for each of your core data entities. For each entity, okay. I want this thing to be automatic. So I don't want to have my files manually created. I want them to be automatically generated out of my model. And here it is, class definition. The problem is, wait, maybe I have to import something. Let's import tomato, nope, import tomato1. Because it's the name of the model, no. Okay, Swift import core data generated classes. How do I do that? I think, okay, I did that. Yeah, whatever, I don't care right now. No. This is dumb. I'm pretty fine. Object. Yeah. Class definition if you won't need to edit the generated logic or properties. It doesn't appear in your project source list. Xcode produces the class and properties files as part of the build process and places them in your project's build directory. These files regenerate anytime. This is what I want. Yeah, the first method is what I want, but where it is, manual none. What? No. Okay, this is the problem that I have. What? No, it doesn't, that's not what's going on right now. Wait, test entity? Yeah, it's called test entity. So if I go here, and I should be able to say, what do they say in the example? They say they initialize test entity with context as argument. So I should say let session, and it can go away, session equals session with context as argument. Maybe, whoa, that didn't fail? Okay, so that works, right? If I go to definition, and it is somewhere, but not among my files, which is fine. Cool, well that's good, right? That's good. Now, how do I save this file? I mean, how do I save this session, right? Do I have to save it manually through, oh, let's see, we'll see in a sec. Okay, I got my session, let's give it a type equals session type dot Pomodoro dot something like name. Is that a thing? Does it have a name? It does. Great. So I'm saving the session name as my type. It's completely fine for now. Then we do session started at, and that will be ns or just like date. Adding time interval, let's say 5 minutes ago, and then session ended at equals date, adding, no, nothing, just date. So if let's try to do this explicitly, and let's explicitly save the context. And I think I have to catch the exception here. Yeah, what ended at? Call can throw, try. Is this how you do it? I really don't remember. Try. We're just gonna do try. Is this? It's not. That's not how you do it. Let me just find try. Nope. How do they save? Do, and there's try inside of that. Oh, that works too. Okay, it's gonna give me an exception if that failed. So I'm gonna launch the app. I'm gonna see the session being created. Well, I'm not gonna see it, but it should be created now without any crash. What's up? Okay, so now it should have been created. Now, how do I test this? So the way I used to do it was by going to my sandbox and finding the core data file, but I don't really know if I have a sandbox active. It looks like I do. So if I go to my tomato folder and I go to data and I go to library and I go to application support, yeah, and I go to tomato 1, I have SQLite file right here. But I don't have the app that you use to open SQLite files, so I think this app should do. It's called Base. So I'm just gonna install it real quick. Okay. Okay, we got that. Let's see. Yep, here it is. Open. Use trial. So, I'm not seeing anything useful. Nope. I don't have any useful table there. So this doesn't even look like, wait. I think that this is kind of like the temporary version or something that I should be using. Let's try opening it. Oh, it's encrypted, or it's not. Well, I don't know now. You think that's a real database? Okay, never mind. Let's do something else here. Let's go to app delegate. And let's just change this code here. Let's clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to say Swift get all items from core data. Yeah, something like that. I'm going to have to create a fetch request, but I think I saw that there was some shortcut. Whoa, sorry, there was a bit of JavaScript there. Session.fetch request, yeah. So now I have this fetch request, and I just have to execute it. Let result equals context. Execute fetch request. Request. Let me see if that did anything. It failed. Ambiguous use of fetch request. Fetch request. Maybe I have to use ns fetch request session like that. Who knows? No, but here we're making progress. Let's see if we can get any result. Yep, that looks good. So, what type is this? Okay, it's persistent store results. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing that they do, but they are retyping it into their own model type. But for now, I'm just going to go for result and results. And I'm going to print the result. Oh my goodness. NS persistent store result. Is there anything else I can do to execute this? No. NS persistent store result. Let me see this class. Yeah, execute fetch request. Okay, I'm supposed to say fetch. Just fetch. So let's build that. Okay, now it's an array of sessions. That's great. Now let me see if anything was stored. Yay, here's my session that I created earlier. So I'm going to keep this code around. And actually, I'm going to copy this code right here. I'm going to go to my timer state. So now there's some refactoring needed here, because we have a call to progress session, and then we have to call to finish session, which is called from places, like this is being called from the UI, I suspect. Yeah, this is being called from the UI. So from the UI, when you have a session, well, I'm not really sure how this works. It just finishes existing session. Okay, so it basically stops your session. And if it's an open session that's already ended, it switches to the next session. Otherwise, it stops the session. So I'm going to simplify this for now. And I'm going to make sure that when you hit the pause button, it always stops the session. So that's going to be a little bit cleaner logic. And also I'm going to go up here and change this constant to make sure that our tomato takes only 25 seconds instead of 25 minutes. Let's kill these notifications. Fine. So we get 25 seconds now, and if I stop it like this, it doesn't print anything yet. So let me go here to my stop session. Actually, this is kind of dumb. So, okay, that will be just stopping your session, okay? What's this for? Never mind. Let's just say here, print stopping session. Let me make sure, let me double check and make sure that this is being called. If I stop so I start my session and I stop it and this is being called. That's great. So what does this really do? Okay, so if the session, whoa, okay, that's my focus list actually announcing that it's time to take a break. And I think I'm going to take it right now. So I'm going to let you stare at my screen for a while. Feel free to fast forward. I'm going to get some water and I'll be back with you in a bit. I think I can do like 2 tomatoes today, so hopefully we'll make some good progress together. I'm gonna check my screen recording software real quick to make sure. Okay, so audio is working, video is working. I look good. It's all fine. I'll be back. Gonna get some water. Actually, so focus list has this neat feature. If I maximize it, it does that. How cool is that? So that's some really good timing on my end, isn't it? Got 10 seconds left on the clock, and I managed to make some tea. Just a couple more. Okay, ready for another tomato of this. So now we need to figure out a cleaner way to progress my sessions. And I'm gonna do it by simply forgetting about the finish session functionality and making every button click stop the session. So now, if I stop the session, I'm gonna make sure this function stops the session and writes the information about just finished session into database. Dot. Okay. And it would be nice if I could have like, yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So here's some information about the session that just finished. But first, why would I ever do this if there isn't one session, if there isn't a session already? So let's just do guard let session equals self session else return, like that. That means now I can say that, and I don't have to use those stupid question marks, because this function shouldn't do anything unless there's a session, right? So now I'm storing into variable when my session, what type it was, when it ended, and let's also get has ended. Oh, it's if it was over the time limit or not. And then I'm rewriting this with nil, and then I'm checking if the session was a tomato, and if that was the case, I will update my number of current sessions, and then I will reset this counter, and that's not exactly what I want to do. Like not each time. So the thing is, if I stop the session and I immediately start another session, I don't have to clean this up. I don't have to reset this, right? So there's basically, let's get rid of this function for a sec entirely. Let's see if it still builds. Oh, this is so slow. Okay, let's rename this to stop session. Yeah, stop it. Like cancel it, that's what I mean. Just cancel the session. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna, there's a thing called progress session, which probably stops existing session and starts another one, but okay, I'm not gonna be worried about that just yet. For now, I'm gonna comment this piece, because this whole part needs to be rethought a little bit. Now, if my session has ended, when I'm stopping the session and my session has ended, I get to increase the number of sessions done today by 1. If it was a tomato, right? So if it was a tomato and it went all the way to the end, then I get to update this. So just a little housekeeping here, like that. Okay, so, and now I'm gonna store the information about this session in my database. So let's do let, like session record. Actually, I think I should rename my entity, because we already have session which is this object right here. That's session type, but running session. So we have a running session, and we're also gonna have a what should we call this? Recorded session, or more like session record, or like finished session, finalized session. Session record is fine, let's go with that. So I'm gonna clean, and I think this should probably break my app delegate, because I have code here which is expecting there to be session object, and now that I've renamed it, it should not exist anymore. Now, so let's just see what happens here. Why are you jumping? Okay, go to hell. Okay, great, session is undeclared. I'm gonna rename it to session record. Try that again. Okay, no problem. What? Now session record is undeclared. No, it succeeded. Let me try that again. Yeah, it succeeded. Okay, let's go again to timer state. What? So, come on, man, make up your mind. Never mind that. Okay. Well, we got. Let's see here. Where was I? Stop session. Okay. So let record equal. Let me open this side by side because I don't remember how to do everything. I'm going to copy it from here. So record equals session record. Yes. Yes. Let's get context. Am I dealing with context anywhere yet? No, I'm not. So I'm going to get it like this. Let context equals app delegate. Come on. Come on. Where's my app delegate dot stat? Was it shared or something like that? I'm pretty sure that I had made this into singleton. I did. It's shared. Good. So I get my context. Oh, not yet. What was it? What was the? How do I get the context? Dot. Let me just copy this stuff. Like that. Yep. Like that. And this one will store it right into its context. So this is failing big time. Okay, let's make this exclamation point. Try that again. Oh, what's this? Go, oh no, go away, all your windows. Okay, it says here unresolved identifier, but the app builds, so this is just some, it's fine now. Okay, we got our record. Now we're gonna update some information about this record. We're gonna say record dot what? Let's try it again. Record dot type equals type. Actually, I don't have to store this here into a separate variable, or do I? Whatever. No, I don't have to do that because I stored my running session into local variable here, and then I'll just to be sure, I'll just move this to the very end like that. Okay, let's now do here session.type, session.hasEnded. This is fine. Let's say session.type, record.type equals session.type, the name. I have a lot of red errors here, but should be nothing. Shouldn't be anything serious. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Was it session type? Yeah, it was. Okay. And okay. So yeah, session type, please. Just like that. So what information can I get out of a running session? I have started at, and I should probably have ended at, or maybe I should just use the current date for ended at. So let's do that. Record at started at equals session.started at record.ended at equals date. Build that. And place to dump my... Okay, build succeeded. Great. So this will work if I stop my session manually. But what if I want to use this? What if I want to use this progress session helper? I got someplace. I think it's above right here. Yeah, that's right. So I'm not sure how to do this, to be honest. How is this being used? It's just being called directly if my loop decides that the session is over. If that's the case, it calls progress session. And to be honest, I'm not seeing... Okay, so it will just replace whatever running session I currently have with the new session, which it decides based on the current type and all that stuff. And it will increase these sessions in row and such. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But we're going to have to call my stop session thing here, because I need to call stop session in order to increase this count, to increase how many sessions I've done today, and also to store my database record, of course, which is what I just implemented. So when you want to do progress session, the first thing you're going to do, okay, so first you're going to store the current session into a local variable. That makes a lot of sense. And then you're going to stop it, because that will also effectively remove it from self.session. But that's fine, because I have it right here in this local variable. And then I'm checking for the type. If type is a Pomodoro, I will decide what to start next based on number of sessions that were done in a row just now. And if it's not a tomato, then it will start a tomato, which is fine too. Now, if the type of session, the previous session was a tomato, is it gonna, okay, so this is wrong. I'm not gonna do that here because I'm already doing it here, okay? But I'm gonna increase my sessions in a row right here. And that's because if this is called automatically, that means I kept going in a row, and that's the important distinction. If I stop like that, it means I hit the button. Well, if I hit the button, I should still get those sessions in a row, right? Okay, let's not worry about that right now, because right now my focus is to implement the database, not deal with sessions in a row, which is kind of complicated. And it could use some testing to make it less complicated. Okay. So how do I tell you that something was written to database successfully? Like, I just want to, okay, let's just do this. Let's just print it out here when you stop. Oh, let's also save the context just to be sure. And here, say saving session record type record dot started at record dot ended at. Okay. I'll just do this. Try question mark. It's gonna silence any exception. It's fine. Okay, so if I start and I stop manually, it'll be stored just like that. It's a very short session, but it's a Pomodoro. It's been saved. Now, if I let it finish automatically, what happens then? Oh, that's some really hot tea. Shoot. What happens now? Great, it was also saved. Saved as Pomodoro, and it had those 25 seconds. And now the short break was saved also successfully. So we're in a really good place here. It looks like the saving is working. What's not exactly working is, I think, tracking those sessions in a row. Like, I'm not sure if that is currently working reliably. But that's fine, I don't care. Yeah, that's actually kind of working. You can see that there's two of them now. Let me cancel auto start next for a sec. So I disabled auto start next. And so this is the thing I implemented the other day. It will show me a visible window here if I'm on a break, basically to remind me that I should get back to work and just how long I've been on a break. If I activate the main window, it disappears. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let me clean this. Let me stop this. And it's been saved into database. Good. Well, I think I'm going to say that saving into database is working. Let's see how much time I get 10 minutes left. So here's a challenge. Can I, in 10 minutes, implement a very simple window that will show me a very simple list of existing stats for today, or like all of them, doesn't matter if it's today. Okay, so I'm gonna need a window controller just like I did with my small timer window. Oh, is it, where are my window controllers? Where was that? Window controller, small timer. It's among views, small timer. Let's do another folder here. Let's do no, it's not preferences, it's gonna be stats. Dude, rename yourself. Stats. So I'm just gonna, whoa, there's a lot of things going on, my goodness. This is basically a lot of setup to make this window float on top like that. And I don't need any of that. So let me, whoa. No, not what I meant to do. Okay, let's start this again, new file, and create a Swift file, and it's gonna be called stats window controller. Okay, class stats window controller, as window controller, and let's say init. Am I gonna need the timer state? Probably not, to be honest. I'm not gonna need that. Let's just create a window like here. Do we need that? Let's just copy window creation from here, just to make sure we get like a normal window, not like a crazy one for a timer. Let's just do let window equals. Probably don't need the full size content view. Probably gonna swap these dimensions like that to make it not vertical but horizontal. But that should be it. I'm gonna have to import app kit. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna need the coder initializer with nothing. I'm not sure if I need this function or not. Whatever. What are they doing with the window here later? Are they like, yeah, this is what they do. Just like that. Is that good? Is that good? Looks good. App delegate. And let me see here. Create stats window. Create. Also, where's my small timer window? Let's do lazy var stats window controller equals stats window controller, just like that. So create small timer window. Create timer window. Oh, this is the main window, so we don't need to call this. This is going to be done automatically, but they are calling show window here. So let me do that same thing here. Stats window controller. Nope. Stats window controller. Show window. No. Let's see it. Let me see it. Okay, it's here. Good, very good. Instead, we're gonna add it to my burger icon. Where was it? Burger button. No, very well. So app delegate, they have a show preferences method someplace. It's right here. So we're gonna do something similar, and we're gonna call it show stats. And we're gonna say stats window controller. Yeah, all of that. And in my burger stripes, I'm gonna add another button just like that, call it stats, and say show stats. Yeah. Let's see that. Oh, has no member show? What's wrong with you? This one does? Oh, crap, what's this? No. What? Okay, fine. I'm completely fine calling just make key and order front. I don't care. And stats. Good. Stats are showing up. I'd like to get it centered or something. I don't, if I want to do it quickly, I don't have time for that, but come on. There's, like a center thing, wasn't there? Yeah. I'll save that window.center. And there's also a thing that will remember how the window is called. So if you refresh the app, it's gonna, like if you restart the app, it's gonna be in the same position as it was before. But there's no time for that right now. We need to create a content view for this stats window. So here's a small timer view. We're gonna do something kind of like that. We're gonna call it stats content view. Let's call it that. Let's call it stats content view, just like that. Good. I don't use previews, so that can go. And now we need to get my objects from core data and render them as a table. So I'll just do a quick list. And let's do item 1, item 2, item 3. Let's see if this works. If I just use that. Let me go here. let me go to my stats window controller. Let me do content view. It's not content view, it's called stats content view, and all I'm gonna send as environment is going to be managed object context, which I'm gonna get from JavaScript again. Context equals app delegate. The shared exclamation point. What was it called? Persistent container.view context. Good. So just like that, context. Okay. So now I sent my context to my window. There's a few more things I need to do, and that's actually taking this content view and using it as content view of the window. That's all I need to do. So just like that, window.content view equals all that. Oh, so import SwiftUI. Alright, I'm just gonna start Googling. I'm gonna say SwiftUI show list from Korea. It's gotta be simple. I'm sure it's gonna be simple. So we're gonna get it done. Okay, fetch. This thing called add fetch request is what we need. Come on, give me the solution. Oh, there's a whole configuration and stuff. I don't need that right now. Still Black Friday? I didn't know that. Okay, we got the environment, I think. Do I have to find it like that? It's called manage object context. So let's go here and let's just connect it like that. Oh, that's interesting. So I don't really need that for fetch request. Here we go. This is gonna be good. Fetch request, baby. Yeah. So fetch request. Session record. Entity sort. I don't care about sort. Come on. I don't care. Right. Ooh, interesting. So then there's records, fetch results, session record. Just like that. That's it? Yeah, we can totally break it up a little bit. Oh, that's how you do it. You break it up like this. Make it all nice. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So then you just go like that? I don't believe that. No way. Let me see. I don't believe this will work. What do you want? I don't believe it. Stats. Whoa, look at that. Wasn't that simple? That was so simple. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, well, SwiftUI, that was really nice. I literally did that in less than 10 minutes. But I can do more than that, right? I can do HBox. Well, no, HStack it was called, right? And just stack my views a little bit horizontally. So that way I can show started at and also ended at. Come on, what? How am I supposed to do this? String from date, please. Okay, let's just do something else here. Let's do record started at dot description or nothing. That looks good. One thing I'd like to do is to just give it fixed width so it looks kind of like a table. And I'm not going to end up with this UI that I'm outlining here, but I still want it to look nice even for debugging. Yeah, that's nice. That looks nice. But can we align it to the left? I don't remember. Oh, I think it's this. Leading. Let's see if that helps. Okay, my focus list session just ended. that doesn't work. Never mind. This is not the time to debug that. I want this UI to look somewhat different anyway. So this is good though. Let me try one last thing. If I go ahead and start my session like that, and I end it, will it just appear here? It did. How amazing is that? Oh, this is gonna be so cool. So here we go. I was able to implement writing into core data and then reading from it with SwiftUI in 2 sessions. So good job to me, I guess. And I'll see you next time, hopefully in a few days. What's this? Okay, bye.